Well, John Dorsey held his pre-draft press conference today here in Berea. It's an annual tradition of the GM telling us a lot of nothing about his draft strategy. So Mary Kay, when you kind of try and read into what Dorsey told us, what did you take away from this press conference?
Well, I think it's very clear that he is very willing to trade up, maybe into the second round, a little higher there, or maybe even back into the first round. He's open for business. I'm surprised he didn't pull out the phone again, but he's basically saying that he is 100% willing to do that. And I think a lot of us think that Jeffrey Simmons, the defensive tackle from Mississippi State, is one guy he would target if he decides to go up.
Yeah, and he mentioned Simmons. He was asked about Simmons a number of times and brought him up as potentially a pick at number 49 if he's there. And, you know, the question they'd have to answer is, not only do you take a guy who's going to be out for a while, and of course has that history, has the video of him beating a woman in a parking lot. Do you take that guy? Do you give up draft assets to go get that guy? There's a lot of questions with Jeffrey Simmons.
Yeah, and I think one of the things I learned today is that John Dorsey is going to do whatever he thinks is in the best interest of the organization moving forward. And I know that because he said it about a dozen times. And you're right, you get a lot of nothing at these. He could move up, he could move down. They want more players to create competition. You know, he's open to anything. I think maybe one thing that the Browns fans can definitely take away from today, he's not going to draft a punter or a kicker. He made a point of saying that they did that in Green Bay and it didn't really work out. So if anything, Greg Joseph, Britton Colquitt can have a stress-free draft weekend.
But we know Dorsey loves to create competition, so there really is no, there'll be a kicker or a punter coming along some way. Mary Kay, anything else that really stood out to you?
Yeah, you know, we kind of started the whole thing off by asking him about Duke Johnson, who has asked to be traded. And he basically said that his philosophy heading into this draft has not changed, even though Duke kind of wants out. So will it happen on draft day? Will it not? If it does, I could see him packaging Duke with perhaps another pick to try to move back up into that first round.
All right, so believe it or not, the draft is coming up. It is next week already. We'll have full coverage of that, and of course, full coverage of this press conference, all at cleveland.com/Browns.